About a month ago, I did a meetup for you guys at my local fish store, One Fish, Two Fish. While there, I couldn't help myself and I bought more fish and more coral for my saltwater aquarium. So before we get into this update on this tank, here's a quick montage of what happened at that meetup. So today I'm taking you guys along to a local aquarium meetup. And roughly the plan is to do a short meet and greet. I'll also scape an aquarium. There's going to be a barbecue, a raffle, there will be some giveaways, and I'll also be doing a short Q&A. And this is all going to be happening right here at my local fish store, One Fish, Two Fish, in the rain. How's everybody doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. What's up, fellas?
Got 2 swirls and then 5 filter tanks. I will have 1.
Nice to meet you.
How old are you, Sydney?
6? No way.
Charlie is hiding behind here.
Charlie.
Charlie is 10.
Charlie's 10. Hey, Charlie. Looking good. Always gotta get these guys on camera.
You want to get it on camera? You want to sign it?
Double. Awesome. You want to?
Oh. That's awesome. You signed my arm?
Sign your arm?
Yeah.
You didn't wear anything.
Something on this arm, baby?
Yeah, of course.
You signed a sweater?
Sign your sweater. Where do you want that?
I got one thing to add. Sign my test sheet for my wife.
Sign your test sheet?
Yeah.
I don't test water.
Can you sign this for my sister on the front?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I'm Sue.
To Grace, nice to meet you too. Sign your hand. All right.
Joey will steal you for 1 second. He's done there. Name and area.
Thank you.
God, no.
Take it off.
There it is, though.
Nice one.
Custom.
Store rented it. It's been empty for 1.5 years and they rented it.
How's it going, bud? Hey.
It's Olivia.
Olivia. She welcome to fish. I don't even get in the door, and Jeff's got to bring me over to Asian arowana tanks, and first thing I say is how much. You guys want to be in the flow? I do. All right, so Q&A is over. We're now going to go ahead and set up an aquarium. I think there's some youth here that I'm actually going to get them to do it so I can kick back and enjoy myself instead. These 2 young ones are going to set the tank up. So far it looks like they've got some planted tank soil in there. Have you guys ever set up a planted tank before? You haven't? This is your first one? Awesome. Maybe you'll want to do one at home now. Walroo. We're gonna do a giveaway. Got a t-shirt, a couple books. All right, so what do you guys want to draw for first? You want to do a t-shirt or some books? Books.
Robert Dykstra?
Yep. We'll draw one more and then I'll sign it. Donnie B. I'll sign for you in a sec. Carla Bent.
For the next 15 minutes, everything in the store will do 15% off, whatever you want.
All right, Jeff, yeah, so this has been an amazing event. Nice to do something locally. It's nice to promote the local hobby, get some new kids in here, and, you know, just show them what we can do and, you know, just get them looking at fishing tanks. I did see a few people buying their first fish here, which was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
We want to do this again. Clearly,
Absolutely,
we need a bigger spot, potentially.
Yeah.
maybe be a little bit more
Pains
organized.
me to say, but yeah, we had too many people in today that this wasn't certainly not enough room to do everything, the walkthrough and all that stuff. So no, I think we can do something big for sure. We appreciate you maxing another credit card.
Yeah, you guys couldn't expect me to come here and not buy more fish, could you? See you, my man.
See you, Joey.
So that was definitely a fun event. I'd love to do something like that again. However, we got to jump into this update. And the first thing I want to start with is the fish. You see, about, I don't know, 14, 15 years ago when I used to read aquarium books, one of the first fish that I was attracted to in the saltwater hobby was the cardinal fish. Whether it was going to be the Bangai or the pajama cardinal, I definitely needed to have one of them. So when I seen they had Bangai cardinals at One Fish, Two Fish, I absolutely had to have them. And I know that the tank is approaching overstocked at this point. It's only 35 gallons, you know, with 5 fish. I also got a shrimp and of course the hermit crabs and snails. But again, we're going to be upgrading this to a 120-gallon tank, and again, I just couldn't help myself. It is definitely an impulse buy. I wasn't planning on it, but once I surround myself at coral that I can actually buy and bring home, you know, it's becoming a new addiction. With that said, I've got 1 male and 2 females, and they're absolutely amazing. You guys know that I'm kind of attracted to, you know, black and white fish that are kind of contrasting, and the Bangais absolutely offer that. Even the clowns that I have are black and white. They're more of a designer type. They're the frostbite chills, I believe, which is a pretty awesome clownfish to have. With that said, I'm not going to be adding any more fish to this system until we move everything out to the gallery. I do plan to move everything out to a cube aquarium out there temporarily until we have a 120 up and running for a proper reef. Now, a lot of the coral here was inspired by different events that I've experienced over the past year, or over the past 6 months, to be honest with you. First and foremost, One Fish, Two Fish, Jeff there, gave me a Rasta coral a while back. I didn't want any coral, but he said, look, just try it, you gotta have it, and he gave it to me on the premise knowing that I'd probably be back buying a whole lot more once he kind of got me addicted to it, so thanks, Jeff. The Rasta coral started off with, you know, 2 or 3 polyps, and now it has over 20 at least. But I credit that to the lighting system that I've recently upgraded to. About a month ago, it went from having 10 polyps that it gained over the past few months to having double that within a very short period of time. We'll talk about the lighting here in a second though. I also got some pulsing xenia, or pulsing xenia, or however you pronounce that. I've always wanted this coral. It did take a while to acclimate to the tank. Perhaps when I did my pest treatment and dipping, I might have done it too long or wrong, but it did take about 3 weeks to bounce back, but it's doing really well now. This is a type of coral that I wouldn't mind having throughout my entire aquarium, and to be honest with you, it's really cheap. You know, I wasn't necessarily attracted to the price, but it was a nice surprise to know that one of the coral that I've always wanted was a cheaper price. I love this guy because all of its little extensions are constantly pulsing, almost looking like little hands trying to grab food, and they don't stop. When I was at Worldwide Corals in Orlando, I also became in love with the fact that their big aquariums had nothing but corals as a substrate, and I was like, I need to have that. That's something I want to do. So I got a plate coral for the bottom of the tank, and speaking of the bottom of the tank, you'll notice that I've slowly removed the substrate over the past couple of months. The substrate caused me more problems than it was worth, and I do want to switch to having coral as a substrate as opposed to a substrate. That plate coral is absolutely awesome. I think that's what it's called anyways. Again, throughout this video, you might hear me mispronounce things or call things the wrong word, or, you know, not name them properly, but now I've got all these names in my head of what I think they're called. So correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section below, or, you know, at least post their proper names, or I'd love to know what your guys' favorite coral or fish is out of this tank as well. So again, let me know all of that in the comment section below. That plate coral is pretty awesome though. Throughout the night, it kind of shrivels down into a coral that's like half the size that it once was. And every night I think I've killed it till the next day, where all the tentacles kind of expand and the coral gets bigger, and I swear it's moving around. I don't think they actually move around, but you know, it's definitely growing in this tank. I feel like it's doubled in size since it's been in here. I'm probably just imagining things. But I definitely love feeding it. It can grab things with its little tentacles and bring it into its mouth. That's always enjoyable. I had no clue it had a mouth or it could do that, so seeing it for the first time was hilarious. When I was at Reef Stock in Denver, I also came across the hammer corals, and this was the #1 coral that I saw that I was like, what is that? I love it. I need to have it. It just so happened to be a very affordable coral, very easy to keep, which was right up my alley. So exactly what I wanted, matched my skill level for the saltwater hobby. So I got a few of those as well, and then a couple of different colors. Then of course the Duncans. I really like these for a couple of reasons. One, I hear they're like the canary in a mine, where if something goes wrong with your aquariums, these are the first thing to exhibit signs of stress. So I thought this would be a good idea to add as an early warning sign that something might be going wrong. But these guys are doing amazing in this tank. You know, growing, they're actually getting quite big. I have no idea how big they get, but I have a feeling that they're gonna get a lot bigger than I anticipated. If you guys have any further information on any of these corals, let me know in the comment section below. I love getting additional information from you guys, and I know that the comment section serves as like part 2 to the video to a lot of you, so leave whatever you need to leave in the comments below. Then of course the flower pots, or gonoporia, I think it's what those are called. And here's a little backstory to that. Before this tank came to fruition and before you guys seen it, I was talking to Jake Adams of Reef Builders. We talked quite a bit. And he always gets really excited about certain coral and, you know, tells me all about them and tells me why he likes them. And his excitement is infectious. Just as I know about my passion and things I get excited about with you guys is as infectious for you. So when he was talking about these guys and I finally seen them for the first time, I was like, man, no wonder he likes them. Further back though, he told me he knew that I was going to start out with just fish and rock, and that's kind of what I wanted to do. And he said, no, start out with coral. And I was like, no, I just want to do fish. I want to keep it simple. He's like, no, you're going to go to coral eventually. Just start out with it now, do it properly, etc., etc. And you know, I hate to admit it, and I'll never say this ever again, but Jake was right, and I definitely should have went with coral first. I think I'm a reefer at heart, and I just have to admit it. Perhaps this is my coming out party. But I got a couple of colors of those guys, and those are really cool. They're going to get pretty big and expand and, you know, almost cover a section of wherever I put them, so I'm excited to see what happens there. All of the coral is just kind of randomly placed. I don't know if everything's placed properly, if, you know, if that should be lower or if higher or mid-range, so if you guys have any suggestions, let me know in the comment section below. All I know is that the coral is doing good, whatever I'm doing here is working, and they're all growing and displaying properly as far as I know. And I don't even do a whole lot. I mean, I do water changes once a week, maybe 10–20%, and I, you know, top off the evaporation, but that's literally it. I don't add supplements, I don't add anything to the tank. I'm probably going to have to start supplementing the tank though, but that will come in time as soon as, you know, I add more coral and they're depleting the nutrients in the tank or whatever's in it in the salt mix. I don't know, I will say that I've never been so excited or interested in this tank until I added the coral. The fish are awesome, but the coral are probably a little bit better. As for the lighting, you'll notice that there's a new light. That's actually just the Aqualumination HD Prime. It's a smaller light than I used to have on it, but again, this was a light that Jake told me to get instead of getting this little Chinese knockoff light that I got on Amazon. They go for about 100, cost me about 150 bucks with shipping and tax. But when I told him this, he's like, no, get the HD Prime, you're gonna get a much better light, far more flexibility, etc., etc. And you know, I was just so hooked up on the price. This is 100 bucks, you know, 165 watts. And when I put it on the tank, I thought it looked great and I thought I made the right choice. Until I made the plunge and added this light to this tank, and the corals and colors actually looked the way they were supposed to. On the older light, they were kind of washed out. Everything kind of looked the same, but I attributed that to me being colorblind and thinking maybe that's the way they're supposed to look. I can't really tell the difference in the colors, but now that I've added a proper light, I can clearly see there's differences and the tank looks a lot better. And the Rasta, for example, doubled in its number of polyps as soon as I added that light within about 30 days, which I don't know if that's normal or if that's faster than normal, but to me it was pretty amazing to see. Anyways guys, I hope that you enjoyed today's video. I'd also like to thank you for watching, and if you join me this coming Sunday, I will have a new aquarium gallery update for you.